guys, my name is Magdalene Tuku, host of Opinions and Reactions with Maggie. So today I want to specifically introduce my guests. This is special to me because these people are interesting people, fun people. First in line is Mr. Game. Yes, his name is Game. Now he's the director of African Designers Network. He's a celebrity, everything IT. You find Game there. Young African doing great things. Next is Snev Siasia. You must have heard that word. Snev is a model, a rapper. Have you heard his song? You should go Google him. Guy is good. Last but not the least is the beautiful, ever gorgeous Ini. She's a lawyer, a human rights enthusiast, and she does so many other things, you know. Welcome to today's show. I hope you enjoy it. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Opinions and Reactions with Maggie. So, like you know, I'm the girl who brings you what it's happening, when it's happening, how it's happening, who said what, where, when, and how. It's actually been an interesting scenario in Nigeria. By the way, I'm coming to you live from AETV, Lagos State, Nigeria. And it's been like, this is happening here, this is happening there. But today, we are not here to bore you with all that. We're going to be talking about two important, sensitive, and fun topics. Yeah, and you may have actually heard about these things. They're things that are, of course, we hear about them every day, and some happen to us, others don't, and sometimes because we've not actually walked in those shoes, we just read about them and yeah, it's one of those things. Fiction. It's not always fiction. This is the reality of the average Nigerian living in Nigeria. So I'm not going to be talking about these things all by myself. I have very interesting people with me on set today. I like to call them my fellow lazy youth. Because with all the hard work we are working, they say we are still lazy youth too. We are we are agreeing with the name. So I have Miss Ini here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Miss Ini is married, yeah. So in case you start looking, I've seen fine girl, Abby. She's married. And I have the fine boy, Snev Siasia, right here. Welcome to the show, Snev. He's very single. He's telling me thanks for coming to my own show. I was trying to advertise him. He's single, but I am his PA. You know what that means. And then we have the real G. His name is actually G. Very funny. His name is The Game. The only darkest boy we have in Nigeria.
Is it the game?
It's not D, it's just
There's no D, it's just game. So you are like game. You are the one that is playing Nigeria. Is this fault? Okay guys, so as I mentioned earlier, we'll be talking about an interesting topic and a sensitive topic at that. Now, it's actually been trending, this particular issue about a core member. She's 26 years of age, and she was actually passing out, or they had passed out that particular week, yes, and she got a text message inviting her for a job interview. Her name is Iniobong. She's a youth like us, a fellow youth, yeah, and she followed this lead. I know she went to track the person invited her, she went over, and she was abducted, and subsequently she was murdered. And the case, okay, now what caught my attention in that case was, first of all, she followed the lead of a job. We are going to get back to that and share our experiences to that. Now, another aspect of it was when her friend, you know, after staying a couple of hours and not being able to reach Iniobong, she went to the police to make a complaint. And the police told her they would need 24 hours before they can start an actual search for a missing person. And within these 24 hours, that was when Iniobong was raped, murdered, and buried. Now, in following up investigations, it's actually beginning to be revealed that there was actually, it wasn't just a case of rape, it would actually have to do with a case of body parts merchandising, because it turns out that it wasn't actually Iniobong that was a victim. Now, the name of this man committing this atrocity in a small town in Akwa Ibom State is Frank Udwak Akman. He's currently in police custody. Though this morning we are hearing they said he committed suicide. God will not allow that suicide. No. That'll be too easy. God will not allow that side. But before we get to, the subsequent investigations, let's hear what we have to say about, a young person in Nigeria following up on a job that led to his or her demise. I believe this is not the first case. This is just the one that, is revealing so many other things. Yeah, so ladies first, Ini. Tell me about this.
It's quite unfortunate, really, really unfortunate that we find ourselves in a country where, first of all, there is a high rate of unemployment. And so you have a country where half of the youth, the labor force, are not even employed. And so you're already in a state where everyone is desperate to get something doing. They're already under pressure, because, they have to eke out a living, they have to do stuff. And then you don't have the... Yes, from family, from your parents. So, I'm a graduate, they've paid your school fees, I've gone for service. What are you doing at home? But then...
So you cannot even stay in that home?
You can't, like in my house, you can't even stay. My mom will say, even if you're not paying, you just leave the house. So, you're already under that pressure of, I need to get something doing. So that's even there. So for Iniobong now, you can't even really blame her. She graduated. She needs something doing. Then the country is never giving her the resources. So any lead, come here. And I'm sure that he would have packaged it well. Graduate, maybe 1 year post-school experience or no experience, just come.
But here's the thing, right? Like, now I'm moving this to the guys. Now, Uyo is a small town in Nigeria, Africa. If we even look at the map, we study the map very well, we see that Uyo is one of those small places where you see Uyo, you see Cross River, you see there's one other small state too. And this state basically are mostly known for, they do civil service, teachers, police. They are basically no companies, not like in Onitsha where they do trading a lot, businesses, or in Lagos where there are businesses. So now, what could have probably made her not take a second to consider that this town I am is a dry town? There are no companies, because when I first heard of this case, that was the first thing that came to my mind. How many companies are in Uyo that this girl, they called her to come for an interview and she did not think through this? Because any company, every good company, would have information on Google. Right? Yeah. They would have information on Google. You see the information of the organization, what they do. You probably see the bio of the CEO, of the MD, of the PR or the HR. You see at least 3 of the manager, 3 top managements on the companies. Now, where did she get it wrong? Because we are trying to put this out there so that some other people can learn. Ini is dead and gone. So now, where did she get it wrong? What did she miss in that place? Because no matter how much this guy may have packaged it, of course, Nigerian youth are desperate for a job. But then there's something that she missed. Talk to me, guys.
Okay. First of all, I want to say there's a lot of people that don't know that you can go on Google and find out about companies. If this case didn't come out, still a whole lot of people won't know about that. Now, she made a tweet on Twitter and said she needed a job, anything at all.
Yeah.
That's how the guy
from Twitter.
So
okay. It's not like she saw an advert.
No, she didn't see an ad.
Oh, she was the one that
she came out.
She reached out. Oh my God.
Anything at all will do.
Hey.
So this guy, he tweeted back at her and said, "Okay, send your CV. I think I have something for you." She sent her CV and they continued talking in the DM. And then he sent her an address. I'll be here tomorrow by this time. So that's the lead she followed.
And she was very unsuspecting.
She felt like this person has something for me. So you trying to ask questions and questions, it will seem like you're looking for a job and you're not even serious. You're coming to ask me questions. A lot of people
but you still need to ask questions.
A lot of people want to do that. If this thing happen, it won't open the eyes of a lot of people to want to
ask questions.
But I don't think what she did was bad, because nowadays, at least in Twitter, that's what happened. Most times, many companies come on Twitter and put in ads. So, and in fact, they even encourage that if you're a graduate, shoot your shot, send cold mails.
Yes.
So it's even encouraged. So
I've actually gotten jobs via social media, Facebook.
Yes. I need a job, and responded. It is, in fact, she felt, Twitter, probably something legit, and they were communicating. So you wouldn't even blame her for taking that, because that's the age we are now. Social media, you can get a job on social media. They even advise to send cold emails, reach out to companies, reach out to people.
Sorry to cut you short. You know this thing is, if you're looking for a job and you put it online, An individual is not meant to come to you and tell you, I have a job for you.
My point exactly.
Or chat me on my DM. No, it's very wrong. It has to be a platform or a website or something they will send to you and tell you.
If even
send
the
your
mail
CV to
should
that
be a
company.
company
now,
mail.
you look, yes,
Yeah.
an interior or something. Now, you as a person looking for that job, it's your right to Google it, scrutinize that company, check it very well before you move. Because she's a young girl, and I won't use the word desperate. She needed that job. That was why she had to put it on Twitter. So all those thoughts won't come to her mind. Ours was just, okay, I found somebody. And so I said,
Person have answered
person
me.
answered me, let's chat. And the person says, let's go, let me come and all that. So she won't want to think of, do I need to go
Should
about
I do
checking
due
in?
diligence?
Let me do this, let me do that. Oh no, this person, I'm not meant to be chatting with this person. It's just as if, okay, you're looking for a job in Dangote, or Tedala or one of the top person will now come and chat you one-on-one. Who has that time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot
I
of
don't
sense.
have that time.
Yes,
And
she
so
should
that's
have,
what we should have
it's unfortunate,
considered.
but
Have
she
that
should
time
have
to chat
like,
to you. You want to the direct MD to come and chat to you that, okay, young lady, you're looking for a job. Or you call me, chat me on DM, call this. It doesn't make sense.
It's actually very, very, that's you got my point exactly. It's actually what I'm saying. But you see, I wouldn't totally blame her. Though this has happened, so we are saying this now for other people out there to learn. I believe that as we're sitting here, we've all had our own fair share of job seeking in Nigeria. Like, I'll go first. Okay. Yeah, so everybody can tell theirs. I remember I was fresh out of school, 2015, and then this uncle of mine, it's not really an uncle, from the same place. He was in the House of Assembly. He said, oh, Maggie, come to Abuja, you do this, you do that, you're smart, and you can do, basic office work, and, we'll see how to absorb you into the system. Hey, I carried my bag straight. I ran from Port Harcourt, Abuja. So I went to see a cousin of mine. She stays in Lube. And early in the morning, they said I should be at Wuse 2. I was supposed to meet his driver at Wuse 2. They will not take me to his office. I was all dressed, wearing very fine white dress. Like, I wanted to appear like once they see me, they'll say, solution to our problem. Problem solved. I appeared like that. I didn't even wear high because I wanted to look smart. I wore flat shoes. I was under the bridge. This cab just stopped. Like, where are you going to? Wuse beggar. I entered. Unsuspecting. Now, that was the first time in my life I would ever be in a position in that kind of a situation. And I did not even know what to do. I did not know what to do. And before I knew what was going on, there was a guy sitting beside me, there was a guy in front, and the driver. So 3 men as against 1 little girl. It's not that I'm now fat. I was very scared. I was like, in short, I looked like a teenager at the time. So these men started talking about some bags of dollars in their boots. Me, what is my own business? I don't want your dollar. And they say, they've heard about it. They will have to follow them. They are going to a police station. That one say, police will take half of it. Okay, it's not my business. Can you just drop me? Let me come down here. I will go. They say, where are you going to? I said, I have a meeting in Wuse too. They say, you know what, that they have a job for me.
Just like that.
Just like that. Wait, I did not apply for your job now. They say because I've heard what they are saying, I'm not going to be their secretary. It's work I went to find. Early in the morning. But you see, at that point, now, it's not like I came out with the intention that I wanted to go and endanger my life. All what I was thinking was the fact that this is a rare opportunity that does not happen every day in Nigeria. I was called for a job. And you know the funny part? After I got out of that experience, luckily there was confusion amongst themselves. Now my luck was the language they spoke, I understand the language. So they were not speaking to themselves like, this girl is a small girl. What do you think you want to take from her? They still took it. They took my necklace. I had a gold necklace. Someone had gifted me. They took it, collected 9K from my wallet. All the money I came to Abuja with. But that is my own personal experience. I did not have people to call to make it right. But that is what an average Nigerian girl or guy sees every day in trying to secure a job. And then there's the pressure. Talk to me, there's so much in your mind.
In fact, when I would think about it, I won't get embarrassed. Like, okay, so I'm a lawyer. So I'd finished, I was called to bar, we went for my master's, came back, with the impression that, If I just drop my CV like this, they should be
They'll
calling
call
me.
you straight.
You know, and they say, this thing, you know, I will,
Yeah.
you know, and I schooled here, did my master's, so I felt like, as a month and months passed. Like, I mean, 7-8 months, nothing. And lawyers now, they expect that you're a young lawyer, you should work without getting paid, go and gain experience.
But that's not fair. Why do they do that?
So I even accepted. I was like, okay, let me gain the experience so that in time I'll go open my own law firm. So I was just doing nothing for months like that. Then around 9 p.m. I just saw one message. You've been invited for an interview because I did my master's in applied human rights. They were like, you went for an interview in one NGO in Uyo, Akwa Ibom, this come Wednesday. I said, first of all, NGO, my heart's desire. Wow. When did I even apply? And why I even went to work, I knew that I applied for so many jobs. After maybe one of them I just clicked. That's how I packed my things from Abuja. It was a Wednesday. The next day, entire flight went to Akwa Ibom. Got to the place in Uyo. As I got in, first of all, one room. I said, okay, and maybe it's just their, reception, maybe, hey, let me go in. I went, I sat down. People started coming. I was like, okay, people are coming, your menu. They sat down. Then they came with a uniform, war tag. They said, oh, you're welcome. Before we start, we're going to write a written interview. I said, okay, written interview. That means on the right track. So I got the written interview. They came back, said, okay, people that have passed, if we should come here, we sat, waited. The next thing, one man came out, started talking that, okay, so you are welcome, that this is a health and public health. They want to go around local government to give HIV sensitization, I said, this is good. Before I knew it, and that there is this product, New Life, I said, I'm not joking. when I heard it, I was like, no, maybe, no, let me, no. So I had this product, before you know it, 3 months, you'll be flying to Turkey, Dubai. I said, what? What is No, I said the lie. I can't believe that I'm inside marketing. It's not possible. But I still sat down. I've not got to the best part. So what happened is that the product is a collaboration with, this NGO. So when we go out to sensitize on HIV/AIDS, these products can do everything. The product can transform. Like you take the product, it will heal your disease. So while they're sensitizing, they'll bring the product and sell. So I said, okay, let me keep on. We finished that one. The next thing I said, okay, that they'll call a select few into an inner office. That we should go in there and wait. I was called.
The ones that they want to make feel special.
That's not what they said. That if you know that you can, is that how they put it? Something, but somehow Dubai, is it Dubai or Turkey was inside the package? So she took us. So we entered. I said, see me inside the inner office. I sat down. So we sit down on the inner. I sat down, and they will call you one by one. So you go inside to the inner office again.
So they can really play with your mind.
Next, as I got inside, they said, okay, that before I go on, I have to pay like 6,000. The 6,000 is just for me to get my registration started. You give my ID card. At least at this point, I should tell myself, this is marketing now. Just go. I said, no, who knows? Maybe this is just 6,000. What I will get out of,
Out of, you were just trying to convince yourself.
I had no money on me. I had to now start calling home. And when I explained to my mom, I was like, Mom, just 6,000. Mom said, Mom was like, to paying for a job. I was in the outside because they called and said, just bring 6,000 naira. I called, I said, Mommy, please, I don't have money. Mom said, She was like, but I said, no, I'll pay you back. It's 6K. I brought the money. When Mama told me, I told her, can I hold off? She said, no, don't worry, just take your time. When you're done, just come inside. I said, thank you, Ma. I went outside. Mama said the money to me. I came, transferred it. They gave me one clear bag, certificate of New Life member.
New Life. I think I heard of it.
Rules and regulations on what to do, something to sign, agreement to sign. I said, okay. They've packaged it well. I came out with my file. I sat down. Now I said, okay, yeah, so this is it. So what will happen is that you can, on your own, go and organize seminar. When you organize the seminar, I say what?
Excuse me?
It is on your own.
After my 6,000
on your own now. You have certificates.
You have certificates now. Go organize seminar. But what will happen is that when you organize seminars, you understand, they'll pay 1,000 naira for this what they're telling me. It's not happen there too. That they will pay 1,000 naira for. Okay, and when I'm ready, I'll come to the company. They'll give me the instruments. They have this instrument that do like a full body scan for you before so they'll give me the instrument. So what happens when I get that instrument? This is how I make my own money. When I gather people, they'll be 1,000 naira for the instrument use. When I get the money, I will give 10% of the money to the company. Then I'll take, and I can never go and do it on my own. I have to go with somebody from this company. So, as I sat down, I was staring. My annoyance was, I left Abuja. I
Flew a plane.
I that plane. As I paid to come for this thing, I just sat down. I was looking at them.
First of all, they lied.
And then things that I was thinking, how will I go and tell my mother now at home that this thing is not real? Because she warned me.
So sad, the fact that it is we, the same Nigerians, that are capitalizing on the unemployment of Nigerians. Because those people that that organizes those things are also unemployed.
Yeah, they are. And it is that
they're also jobless.
Marketing, you feel like, oh, if I tell you, come and market my
No,
product.
no. There are people that studied marketing in school.
Yeah.
If you want to set up a sales company, set it up and hire marketers.
Yes.
Advertise for marketers.
Don't try to manipulate it.
You know everyone is looking for jobs.
That's why you have a microbiologist in the bank.
Yeah, they will tell you now, not what you read, you're working for. You read medicine and then you find yourself doing marketing.
It's funny, but it's not funny. Let's hear from you guys. Like, you've not had, you were out of school. Like, didn't you apply for a dream job in Nigeria?
I applied for.
Tell me, what has been like your own experience when you got out of school, job searching and all that?
Okay, I haven't really had a personal experience, but there's one I had recently after this Innis case, surprisingly. A lady was going for a job interview, obviously they called her for. And you remember they posted a couple of addresses for fake scam jobs and all of that. They posted a couple of So a guy on the bus was asking her like, where are you going to for your interview? And she was kind of reluctant to talk about it. And everybody in the bus were like, oh, when you talk where they go, let's know where you are going to. You don't know what's happening. Yeah, you don't know what's happening in the country right now. And then reluctantly she showed the guy the address, and they quickly searched for it on Google, and they found out that it was one of the addresses that they brought out. That was how that lady was saved.
Yeah? It was a dead end.
It was a dead end. And the people in the bus had to contribute money for her, even more than her transportation. Had to contribute money for her to go back home. And not even one guy from the bus asked for her number. In Lagos here.
They're still
Lagos,
good
Nigeria.
people.
Still good people.
They're good people.
This generation that they say, we don't get ahead.
We get ahead. Now they frustrate us.
This thing is the social media. Not everyone
is actually on social media.
So I mean, I'm not on Facebook. So, for example, this way could have gone past me. I would have had no.
Even my sister, she uses a smartphone, but she doesn't go on Facebook or Twitter.
People are still as unaware.
It's not just her
thing. They don't even know that this kind of thing is even happening.
G, talk to me.
Well, my own case, I'll say I was lucky enough because I actually sensed it on time. If not, I don't know if I was still be alive till now or a victim of it. Okay, it happened years back. I was at home. Those periods where you be looking for things to do, you be frustrated because you're in a house, and then you need money to try to set one or two bills, and then there's no money, you just be angry. Every little thing just frustrates you. One lucky day, I was just on my own. I got a message. I just got a message. You are hereby summoned, or you are invited for an interview in one company. Kotako. Baba, how far now? Which company I apply for? I know my CV. I know where I dropped CV to. So which company that I actually applied for? And then the guy called me. That was about 10 p.m. And my telling me I should come the next day by 8 or 9 a.m. Come on, how far am I going to do that? Do you ask me if I'm in Lagos or not? Or I'm in Port Harcourt? And then I look at the message. At the point, I was curious. I was saying, Baba, just go. Risk this thing. This life now risks. This life now real.
You want to be a motivational
Yeah,
speaker to your
yes.
friends.
And I'm telling you, this life now real. Do or die. You go, you win. You go, anything happen, happen. After all of us will die one day. Those nonsense thoughts were just going through my mind and all that. And then I just took the message. I showed my mom. My mom read it, and she said, "Do you want to go?" I said, "Mom, I don't know. Do we need to book your flight?" I said, "I don't know. I don't know was what I was just saying to myself. I don't know, I don't know." And then I now asked myself, "Yeah, how can someone call you 10 p.m. and tell you need to resume the next day, 8 to 9 a.m.? Mommy, don't worry, I'm not going."
They didn't even know your location.
Nothing, nothing. And you know, the next day, that same number called. "Hello, are you on your way now? Are you there now? We're waiting for you." How is it your place to be calling me to know my whereabouts or if I'm there or not? Is it not for me now to call or tell me call this HR person? There's a number you need to call when you get there and all that. You need to follow up with that number. Then you keep calling me to confirm if I'm on my way or if I'm there. I just canceled the whole thing. The one thing that discouraged me was, how am I going to be doing this Lagos Port Harcourt movement thing? Is it that I'm going to now say I have to now relocate? I don't even know the job I'm even going for. I don't know the amount they're paying.
You see, that's another thing people really need to look out for when they're getting all these job invites. I've noticed that most of them do not specify the kind of job they are calling you for. They'll just tell you you are hereby invited. It's only that hereby that they know. You are hereby invited for an interview or to resume. Interview for what?
If someone is actually giving you a job, it's your right to ask, what position, what offer do you have, what's the opening?
What's the
Yeah.
opening
So I know
for?
what I'm
What are
going
my
for.
obligations? What are my duties?
You don't tell me to just come and to just leave where I am and travel down to one state because you say you have a job for me, and then you are the one chatting me directly.
Yeah.
And then they somehow put you under a lot of pressure, not direct pressure, it's an indirect pressure. They start telling you, you know there are no jobs. They start making those kind of comments. Yes, they're telling you, you are very opportune to have gotten this opportunity.
When you start hearing stuff like that,
Yes, when you start hearing stuff like that, it's a red flag. Be very careful.
But I think this even goes down to the root of we as individuals. What drives you? Because, like for you, you took what I think why you were able to like take time analyze. You're like, but this is this. You know, I can't move. So is maybe what like the youth of what we have today. Everybody wants quick cash. She's like, I want it now. Anywhere I see.
Speaking of which, let me tell you what inspires that. Yeah, I just saw this. Someone just sent it to me. It says, it's an ex-reality star, and she says, at 23, I am a CEO. I am a homeowner. Emphasis on the 23. An SSA, girl child development actress, multiple brand ambassador, influencer of the year, humanitarian, queen of XYZ, David's auntie. So those of us that are above 23.
No, we've not worked hard enough now. Baby.
you're living a useless life.
So you see, people like that, there's a possibility that most people are going to fall under this kind of, it's called, there's a word for it in psychology. It's peer pressure too. You want to meet up. This person is 23 and you feel like you're not doing enough. But understand that there are different timelines.
Yes.
So once you just see a little opportunity, you are jumping on it and risking your life without even thinking. Not forgetting the fact that our security system in Nigeria is zero. Quote me, I'm not mincing words. It's zero, because in this case of Ini and Frank, they are saying, okay, they've gone to discover that there was a mass grave site at Frank Udua's compound, father's compound. The BBC Igbo correspondent that went there to cover the case, he was live. He was saying it was a mass grave site. Now they brought out carcasses of children, school children, male and female. They brought out books, you see school children's shoes, etc. And they are telling me that none of the villagers, because he is in a village, noticed anything or even perceived the offensive odor, because the guy had to like close up his nose. Like, the odor here is a stench. It was terrible. So the entire community is saying they could not perceive that. in short, one witness that insisted they keep him anonymous said there was a particular night a lady had run out of Frank's house naked in the middle of the night. And when she ran to them that they should save her, Frank came to say that it was boyfriend and girlfriend issue. So my question was, boyfriend and girlfriend issue that will make a girl run out naked in the dead of the night. And they actually handed her back to Frank. Sacrificial lamb.
Was it that the girl could not speak up or say what was happening?
You know, he will come and say, don't mind that now, no this.
He came to say his boyfriend and girlfriend
What I'm
issue.
saying is, even if the girl run out naked, like there isn't a person that will see the girl outside naked, and the girl could be like, this guy is a ritualist or something going on and one or two things, just to say something to try to convince somebody to actually save her life. So he cannot just run out and then Frank comes out and say it's a boyfriend girlfriend saga or one thing once, and then somebody else will now hand her over naked.
Don't you guys think?
And she still goes back again.
So you won't even know what's the influence of Frank in that community. Yes, maybe there's someone that they are afraid of. Maybe as they came out, they'll be like, okay, na Frank, or maybe just go.
And they say that he has this humble and quiet personality. So they did not expect that he
They'll
could.
be like, okay, let's just go. Let's just.
And this hush mentality of if it's not your business, look away.
That's one thing that mentality we need to stop it.
We need to stop it, yes.
We need to stop it because it's very, very bad.
And I noticed it in Lagos a lot. There's one time something was, oh my God, at Egbeda. And then a body in the middle of the road, either a car hit the body but was bleeding. So we're in the bus, I was in the bus and we're in transit. And a bus just passed. Everybody was just passing. It was some people just, it's like, So I was like.
Some would not bring her phone and snap.
No, I was like, I mean, can't somebody just stop and just, right as it were, the woman like turn their cars. Stand with the bike, but I was just thinking, how can you just pass? So even if it was a robber, he's literally bleeding out in the middle of the road. I mean, just at least shoot him out to the walkway. They just pass. The people guard me and say, I think it's police that even hit him. And they were just talking over him. Just different stories. And I was like, let's not all assume that, okay, obviously the country is not in a palatable state, but I feel like everybody just does their part.
Yes, I feel like everybody should do their part.
Just do your part and do the right thing. Because the other time, I saw on the news that they took someone to Abuja hospital. And they didn't want to, but they started protesting and at the end of the day, but do you understand? Yeah. So imagine if they to assume and say, let me not carry this person to the hospital. But eventually they took the person to the hospital. No, they should allow this person, treat the person first before we want to know whether or not the person is, because even as a robber, he's entitled to his human rights to life. Even as a robber, even dead. In fact, even if you've been convicted for a crime, you still have rights as a convicted prisoner. Do you understand? They're more or less someone that was dying.
Speaking of convicts, somebody just sent me a message. Hello, Maggie. Have you heard that Frank Udwak have actually committed suicide? When I read this initially, I don't want to believe this. Who else wants to believe this?
I feel like he's alive, or he's alive. They're trying to just cover it up, or somebody killed him. No, he didn't kill himself.
Because if it's true,
He's very much alive.
yes, if it's true that the carcasses assumed from his compound had body parts missing, that means there is no thriving market that does not have buyers. Yeah? That means he has buyers. He has people he's supplying to.
Of course.
Who are his buyers?
He said it. He said it actually.
Who said on newspaper, like a common newspaper, that it said National House of Assembly, National Assembly members, certain pastors, people that he has mentioned, like it was actually published on the paper, on the newspaper.
He brought out call logs, interactions between him and some people. There were some numbers that are not even registered. I mean, meanwhile, what's the essence of this whole one link or this thing? If they cannot track people with their, please somebody help me.
Lazy youths busy.
So you just pack yourself like sardine and go to one site and say you're sitting in front of system.
And they say
And give yourself 1 year later, they'll tell you they don't have any record for it. Start all over again.
Because if they are serious, these investigative journalists have actually brought out records, though he's trying to keep his source you know,
Because there is intention.
yeah,
Hidden,
for
yes.
security reasons.
Yeah.
But he has brought out contacts from this guy's phone and they have seen leads. What is stopping them from following up this contact, following up these leads? I mean, this is somebody's life.
Do they investigate in Nigeria? They don't. I mean, if you look at countries like for the US, when you watch all these like reality shows where they're doing investigative, work by the police, you will see like there are resources, given to it. But I don't think in the Nigerian policing system that kind of thing is even.
In fact, the first thing the police said was that they said it's a case of rape and murder, period.
They're very good in actually closing up shows. They're very fast and good in closing up them.
So, ladies and gentlemen, like we said, do not hesitate to tell us in the comment section, also on the website, which would you rather have, the old generation marriage or the new generation marriage? Thank you so much, and make sure to stay tuned for the next episode. I love you.